Hello everyone. Good evening or good afternoon, depends upon your timeline. And Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So thank you so much for tuning in again. On today, Tuesday, we're supposed to have a Q&A session due to the YouTube Mastery Program. We are not doing a Q&A today, but if we get the time today, when we end of the session, I will try to take some questions before we moving to mastermind session. I believe all of you are doing great. And so I think we have a lot of positive news from various parts of the world. So I believe all your family is doing great. Now, today the session is like yesterday, we had a lot of discussion about, depends upon the niche and what kind of a video can go. Today we are going to discuss about how that video go viral, how that video get a lot of views. So there are many people, I don't know how many, what's your opinion? What's your opinion? Getting a video going for a viral, is it a luck or any logic? According to you, what it is? It's a luck. So how many of you think it's a luck to have a video going viral? How many of you think? So why, some of the videos do extremely well. You can see that may not be that great content, but still now it's go viral. You might have seen many of the videos. So tell me, how many of you think it's a really luck to video going for live? You think it's a luck? How many of you think it's a luck? Say yes or say luck. How often you think it's a logic? Okay. Most of you are thinking it's a luck. Okay. Then what? Okay. How many of you think luck and a logic? You think so? Hard work and research. Okay. So how become viral then? You do a lot of hard work and research. How the video become viral? So today we are discussing about virality, the science of virality. The moment I use the science, you know that it's have a logic and reason. And in detail, we discuss about that one. But actually, I do agree. Some of us, most of us, especially those who believe in a kind of theology, any faith we have, whether you're Abrahamic religion like Christianity, Islam, or Judaism, or you believe in a Dharmic religion or a Vedic religion, you also have different belief system connected to something or a blessing or a luck or what do you call for that, or maybe for a qadar. So you have it, that one. I agree that is one actually. Okay, but the point here is there's a logic, there's a reason, there is a science behind this happening on a viral happening on it. Now, before we go to that one, because we are going to discuss about a very complicated one, I'll try to make it as simple as I can. A massive simplification I'm trying to do today. Let's see how it works on it. But there is a method. So I think that's the first thing when I started talking to you on about the YouTube, maybe in the 8th of July. And again, the YouTube Mastery started on last Saturday. I was keep repeating, this is the reason. That really, when I understood how that go as a viral, how that videos can get a more number of views, I was excited to have a part of the YouTube Mastery Program or YouTube done for you model to implement. Okay, so what is the reason exactly? Okay, so before go that, I'll explain to you step by step today. And I'm sure end of the session, you will also agree that is, which is the reason and logic to everyone can make a view. If you can do certain things, and anyone can do. Okay, and it's easy. You don't have to be techie. You don't have to be a lot of experience in YouTube, or now even you're a newbie with the technology. When first time you're attending this, still you can do it. So that's easy. It is okay. That's the reason today and yesterday, today, and tomorrow is a kind of a continuation of the days. So it is there. Okay. Now, first I'll start with the people who think it is a luck. I think majority of you answered it's saying it is a luck. Now, when you say luck, so still there is a factor on that. So I'll tell you, I think this is a story which I used to share with most of the time when I end the workshop, because there are a few things we need to take care of. Okay. So there is a very famous Jewish story. It's Joseph. He's always go to synagogue, the Jewish temple, and pray to the God, say that is, please bless me to get a lottery. I want to win a lottery. And he continuously prayed. And he started praying very young age, and around 25 to 35 years, on daily basis, without not even missing a one day. he go to synagogue, to the Jewish temple, and pray. So after 25 to 35 years later, angels asked the God, you are seeing him that Joseph is coming every day and praying to get a lottery. So why don't you answer his prayers? So God said, actually, I really wanted to get him in the lottery, but he's not taking a lottery. Okay, so he's not even taking a lottery. So I want him to, now I'm ready to answer his prayer, but he's not taking a lottery. So that's a point here. Now you wanted to make YouTube video viral. The step number one, your YouTube video should be there first, yes or no? If you are not putting into the YouTube video there, it is guaranteed that it's not going to be viral, yes or no? It is 100% sure it's not going to be viral because you're not putting it there, right? But if you're putting, there is a possibility of getting the going viral, even you believe is like it works, right? That's one. And another thing is, I personally believe it is, even the miracles should happen, blessings to come, we should be ready from outside on a few things. And that's a way, when you look at it, is the world is arranged. It's not that is no, even a miracle has a human effort should be there, right? Even miracles, right? You agree that? And you look at the miracles you believe in, all the things, actually, there was a human effort from the human side is there. Now, the Hindu philosophy say, now, you do half, God does half. Okay, we need to do half, then God is good. That's a belief system people has it, right? Now, there are examples I used to say to the people, so when you take in a Christian background, Mother Mary, she is about to give a birth to Jesus, and she's in trouble, she's in a pain, and so that's the time God wanted to give her food to her. She was hungry, so that's the time God did not give her automatically not come to the plate in front of her and ask her to shake the date tree, and the date tree fall down. So she put an effort on there. Even the Jesus, even the Moses, peace be upon him, when the pharaohs of Egypt was chasing him, and to split the sea, that's a miracle we believe in. So it is not happened just because he said to split the sea. God asked Moses to beat the sea. Then only there's a human effort come there, right? Yes or no? Similarly, you take in any of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. When he was not trying to save from the slavery of the Salman al-Farisi, a Christian priest who was in Medina, who became a Muslim, and Prophet wanted him to be free. He was a slave of some Jewish farmer. So then there was a custom in Arabia. You can go to the Lord, the owner of the slave, and say that I want to leave. So what the reward you want? You pay the money and leave. So that Jewish farmer actually put a condition to Salman, where you make around 300 dates tree, and it gives a good result, I'll free you. So Prophet wanted to help him. He said, okay, we collected 300 dates trees, and they collected. Then personally, the Prophet personally went and planted 300 date trees, 300. Not one or two put it like politicians do inauguration and rest of people do. No, he personally put a plant and then he prayed to the God. So my point here is, even it is you think it is a lack to have a viral, your effort should be there. And when you do that effort, today you please listen how you put your videos on there. Then if you believe it's a luck, but today I'll prove it to you, it is not a luck. Today I'll show you how the people are making a viral with the videos of billions of things. And it's a very simplified form. We will discuss in detail today how this algorithm works. So in a way, we are going to discuss today YouTube algorithm. So I will not put out that name to outside. People think, oh, it's too complicated. It's not too complicated, very easy. Even though YouTube algorithm was one of the most powerful algorithm of all the other search engines and social media, if you combine together, it's very powerful. Okay, so it's amazingly done. Okay, so we'll discuss that one. Okay, now onwards, so I'll go to the slide by slide as usual. Again, I request all of you, I saw that is most of you are logging with your, when I see the login result in my website, I can see your logging with the devices. Most of you are with the phone, but I request you to try to shift to PC or a laptop, which will help you to understand more about the wordings written over there, etc. Okay. Yeah, so we'll start with today. So once again, those who come late, so officially I welcome all of you. to the Digital Mastery program. Today, 18th day of our 100 Days of Digital Mastery program. And today, 4th day of our YouTube Mastery. And today date is July 21st, 2020, Tuesday, evening 7 p.m., live from Doha, Qatar, Arabian Standard Time. Okay, so we'll start with us. This is the slide which I discussed with you when I discussed with this strategy number 10, right? Strategy number 10, when we discussed about sync with YouTube algorithm. That's one of the steps you have to follow when you upload a video and setting up the video. So that's the time I said I'll get you this detailed algorithm later. So that's what we are doing today. So that's a step. So step number 10, I know most of you really like this step number 10 because it's a completely automated one, and you are guaranteed about getting your visitors, and you guaranteed about, yesterday you saw some high CPM based videos. I mean, CPM based videos you can find out on niche channels are there. So it's easy for you to find out that. Okay. So now this one, what exactly the algorithm. So why we are talking about algorithm? We are not doing any technical part. We are not building any softwares, or we are not building any in social media. We are going to be part of a social media as a user side. We're just putting some videos. That's only the difference, right? So understanding virality, that's the topic today we discuss with how videos are becoming a viral, how videos are getting millions of views. And that's the point when you discuss today. You can see there is a few things, if you can understand, you can actually understand that is how some videos are getting more and more videos in such a short period. Then why it is important to us, the more views mean more money, right? Yes or no? So if you understand how our video can get more views, we make more money. So that's very important for us to understand. So how does it go viral? Now, first of all, you know what is viral, right? Some of the videos go great, and it's it's, even though it was not a great content, it goes like that, right? Now you've seen so many, like Gangnam Style is around 3.7 billion, then it is 6.8 billion. There are so many videos, and also billions of views without even paying any single penny as an advertisement, without doing any promotions. It reached to billions of people, and they saw the billions of many times. So it become billions of views. That one video. So they have multiple versions also. Like other day I showed you, Dudu Shark we have seen it is around 9.8 billion, around 4 or 5 videos, and there are millions of videos, millions of views there for a few other hundreds of videos also there. So here our objectives is, when I'm looking at is, when we implement strategy number 10, not necessary to reach billions of views, at least millions of views, few of the videos. So that's everyone can try. Not every video. I'm not believing that. I'm not saying that we can go for millions and billions. There are few videos reach out the billions. It's enough for us to make good money. So few videos. Okay. Now how we plan it and implement on it. Now some of the things. Now when I did a training on a forex trading derivatives, so the person who made millions of dollars through forex trading, from a simple cafeteria person, have become a millionaire through forex trading. Then I was going through his training in Singapore. So he told me one thing. So one of the rule he's following, if to do trading, especially I think all of you, those who are doing trading, stock market trading, you can take this as a tip, which is a fantastic tip he has given me. Even he go to the gambling centers, that's a rule is applicable. So you're taking a chance. So what he said it is, if you have a capital of $100, so usually people risk it is 50, 75, and maybe 50 to 2 times, or 75 and 25 2 times, or maybe 25 into 4 times. But he said the maximum capital I risk is a 3%. So if to exhaust my money or to wipe out my capital, there is a 33 times. So 33 times it takes. So he said at any point of time, I never become greedy. So you can see most of the people who lost money on a trading, at some point of the time they become greedy. That's a human nature sometimes. So we become greedy there, right? So now here that he told me, that's one of the things. He said that's the reason, even the too tempting, I don't risk that one, because this is a policy. I'm never breaking this rule. So he made millions of dollars. This is one of the first rule he taught us. And he said, even you go and take in a gambling center, at least you enjoy 33 times of playing, even you lose some money. So but your probability of increasing, the probability is increased to get money. So that's the way here. I'm not looking for every video we're putting it's going for millions of views. That's exactly the reason, especially the first one, we thought of 100 videos. So from the 100 videos, maybe around 20% of the video, we need millions of views. So I'm working on something called 5. I'll come to that one, why the 5 is important to YouTube as well. Okay, so now 6.8 billion views are there, 10 billion views are there. There are so many. Okay, so here is actually, today we are going to discuss an algorithm in a very simple format. You think about it, so a virality is a language. Okay, so you know why some virality happening, and so many videos are making, many people's lives got changed, many people become millionaires and billionaires just because of something goes viral. Now virality you take as a language. So for example, today you don't know English, so what do you do? So what I'm speaking to you may not get any idea for you, right? Now if I teach you in 2 hours in English, it's very easy, right? So, but you need to start with ABCD. But that's it. Some people take a 3 weeks time. Some people take a 3 months time. Some people take maybe 10 years time to learn a language. It is how you are good at learning, how you pay attention to it. The most important is how you're focused on it. You really wanted to learn that. Actually, any language, any human being can learn 3 to 6 months time. So you know that the people start speaking fluently in 3 to 6 months time, many languages. And people actually usually the linguistic, even they learn much more than that. They have some techniques also. So similarly, you think about here is if you don't know anything about algorithm also today, you pay attention, you will understand. Those who know about SEO, those who know search engine optimization, they know programming, the coding, it's a cakewalk for you. It's very simple. But I'm going to the people not even know about how the algorithm works. So from there, we will start today. Now, that the language is, the virality is language is basically an algorithm. That's what you think about. Okay, now we'll go to okay. Now, how we learn algorithm is same like in a language we learn, and the language is a virality. That's exactly we are going to learn today. Okay. Now, few basics. What are the basics? So, what is algorithm we need to understand? So, here are the purposes to understanding YouTube algorithm. We don't focus on even though I'm just covering on a Google search algorithm for some time, it's not very important, but only thing is that makes you help you to understand. Even I may gain a confidence, or I could understand faster, or maybe I feel it is very much of confidence, because many times Google, I could rank it. Google is sort of complicated to do, and Google has around 200 factors which you have to influence to get a rank in Google first page, which has more than 100 is important. Here in YouTube, just 5, 2 you focus, you'll be ranking. But 5 to 7, 1 you put in maybe separate. It is still it's around 7. Maximum of 10. There are a few other things, a minor thing also YouTube considering. So all together, 10 things you consider. You are on top on getting a video your video to watch. But as you know that Google, we have a 200 factors to consider. That 200 also important, but 101 top, that's the most important thing. So more than 100 things we need to work on. So even that we can get a result. I think some of you already seen, so many people get an easy result when you do SEO 101, even normal SEO, you do some week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, you start getting a result. Right? You type it in immediately, the site start coming in the first page of that. If we can get a result there, much easier, faster, and economical, get a rank in YouTube based on a YouTube algorithm. Okay. Now, so I personally believe virality is not a luck, as I told you about. There is a maybe small element is there, but virality is basically, it's not a luck, it's a science. So this, you remember that which I shown you earlier, the science of going viral and getting views, that is completely eliminate lucks. It's a completely viral. Now, virality is a science, it's a logic. Okay. Now, what exactly this is? Now, first of all, we understand the YouTube is owned by a company called Alphabet, right? It's a Google. It's a company was Google now. Alphabet is a company. Everybody say Google Corporation, but actually the company name is Alphabet now. So company name is changed. What exactly their objective? So we need to understand from their perspective. We are going to use their platform. So what exactly can you think about what will be their objective? Why they're using an algorithm. Why they wanted algorithm? Why they wanted to, this YouTube to run? So of course the profit making. How they're going to make a profit? So what the objective of their? That's the first question. If you can understand that one, that's a beginning itself. Around 25% we understood. Then another 75% only we need to look at. Now, so and to get every social media, not only YouTube, every social media has an objective to keep the user on the platform. They don't want you to leave. That's to a certain extent they already achieve, right? You are there 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours on a platform, and the moment you get up, still you go to bed. You are there directly, indirectly, or actively or passively, you are connected with this vision. Through their algorithm, they achieve that. They made you connected with that way. That's number one. Number two, how much you can keep with them, that is actually there depends upon the platform also differs. Sometimes you are more into Instagram, sometimes more you are into FB, Facebook, or maybe into LinkedIn or a Twitter. Now, everybody has a different algorithm. So now I'm focusing completely on a YouTube. So like an Instagram is a daily, not daily. So YouTube as a daily. Instagram as every 1 hour is important. The moment you do a post, so how fast it's happening is in 1 hour they calculate everything. But YouTube is a 24 hours. So tomorrow when we're discussing about standard operating procedure, everything every day is a game. Not 1 hour is a game. So this algorithm which we are discussing today, it is for YouTube especially. We are not covering any other social media, but every social media has a different kinds of a algorithm. And it is not only in a small and individual level, it is affected. You know that is it even affected. It is a very, very large scale, right? Facebook algorithm, based on that, the last time, YouTube, your selection. It's this, it's an influence, right? The one of the biggest accusation against Trump by the Russians, that is played with the YouTube. To the Facebook, Trump, and Putin, right? These three people played a game with the Facebook, right? So that's exactly the reason. But whether they played intentionally or not, the report is out. What the advertisement campaign Facebook has done, based on the person, they shown certain advertisement which they only saw, not someone else, and it is completely customized based on the Facebook algorithm. So even to the world is in a macro level today controlled by algorithm. If no algorithm today in the world cannot survive, right? So everything is based on algorithm. I'll come to that one. Okay. Now, what exactly make us to connected to YouTube? Why we are on a YouTube? You tell me. So there are, when you put it, so I am put in my perspective. We enjoy watching videos. It's inspiring videos, entertainment based. This is entertainers. It's also motivators. It's also learning part. So many like this. We are there on a YouTube platform. So the objective of the Alphabet Corporation as a company, or a YouTube company, or a Google company, want the people to be there on a platform. So we are there for this purpose. So this junction, we need to understand this one. Okay. Now, from here, is when you look at it, is YouTube mastery. We discussed today. So algorithm is a topic today we're discussing. It's completely algorithm. Okay. Now, what exactly algorithm here? So it's when you go to Google here. So set of rules we followed in a calculations or other problem solving operation, especially by a computer. This is a definition. You go to Google, you get it. To get this definition, also there is algorithm used. Yes or no? When I typed it, I got the answer. So search engine used an algorithm for that one. So there is actually another definition in mathematics and computer science. An algorithm is a finite sequence of a well-defined computer implementable instructions. Point to be not computer implementable instructions. Typically to solve a class of a problem or to perform a computation. So this is exactly called algorithm. Now, this, in other words, algorithms are instructions to solving a problem or completing a task. Now, what is the problem YouTube algorithm is solving? YouTube wanted people to stay back. So the problem is they don't want people to leave. So as long as I can do, I want a more number of people to come and more often to come. They have to spend maximum time. So then YouTube can make money through advertisement. So this is an idea YouTube is thinking, right? So that's a problem they're trying to solve with their algorithm. Okay. Now, it is optimizing their everything, whatever that person wanted. and let him. You want entertainment, give him entertainment. He wanted learning, give him learning. He wanted this language of video, this kind of a video, YouTube automatically recommend us. So why it is important for us? Algorithm is very everywhere. Anything you look at, it is everywhere. We have the algorithm in anything, right? Now, so it is a completely a computational thinking. It's in a very organized way things is happening. Okay. Now everything around us, every device, the laptop or a computers or your mobile devices or your Google Home, everything which is basically based on an algorithm. Now, once the algorithm implemented is called a programming, like a computer program which we use in an operating system or application, it is actually implemented algorithm, right? So someone thought about plant and define some rules and combination, permutation and combination, then give to us. So that's become algorithm part. Okay. Now who uses the algorithm? Now everything, as I mentioned, across the globe, whoever is making any kind, even you're working on an email, it's work on a algorithm based. And a smartphone, it's work on an algorithm based. Even you play computer games, it's work on algorithm, right? Even you use a map, it works based on an algorithm. Even the advanced level of the algorithms and artificial intelligence is also an advanced level of algorithm. Okay. Now, what are the materials you see on the social media? Also an algorithm. So this is a part of our life, right? And without an algorithm, we can't even think about the world. So if the algorithm dies, nothing will work in the world, right? So that level is there. Now we go to more simplified way. So what is the more simple? Now when you look at it, is you're just making a dare book. You're just making credit and debit today. So what are the money come in? What are the money go out? You insert an Excel sheet or any other template. It shows the balances changes based on your payout or a receivable automatically, right? That's a combination of the thing. That's an implemented algorithm, right? This is an instruction, set of instruction to the arbiters. Even any devices or photos, everything comes at once. Now we are in the age of algorithm. And it is, if we are not learning algorithm, I think we'll be out of the world. And our thoughts, our life, everything is directly and indirectly connected with the algorithm. So how does it work? That's a set of instructions. It's very simple. So this is one of the simplest one I could find. This is an algorithm. That's it. So based on somebody's answer, an answer will change. Based on somebody's requirement, answer will change. So this, someone put a thought, okay, he asked this question, you say this answer. If he asked that question, you answer this way. So this is a set of instructions, right? So this is that's the way everything initially itself planning and providing part. Okay. Now, if as I mentioned, you can't even think about it as without algorithm world. Okay, now come to the more on a YouTube implementation. Just look at it as how the algorithm is important in the world. So when did it started? It started in Egyptian civilization. They are the first one to come out with an algorithm multiplying few numbers. Okay. Then today in the modern world is basically known as the father of algebra, Abdullah Muhammad bin Musa al-Khawarizmi, is a Persian. It's actually he came out with the algorithm. Okay, so he's a Persian scientist who brought the algorithm as an organized form. Now, he lived in 9th century. Then later in the last century, we have Ada Lovelace as the first computer programmer. She used the algorithm to program the computers. Okay. Now, why it is important for us to understand? Because we want to make money by understanding what the YouTube algorithm. So it is around 4,000 years stuff. It is living with us. We are systematically understanding for us to make money. And if you not understand this is in a game today, step number 9, you'll not be able to do in the strategy number 10. So please pay attention on it. Okay. And fact is, even you're not paying attention today, tomorrow you have to pay, because otherwise you cannot work on that. Okay. Now, even algorithm actually define how we think. Without knowing that is, we are influenced by various things. The news you watch, the social media you involve, the email communication you receive, the commercial advertisement you receive, everything based on algorithms. So this is actually told you about even the large scale. So people are using election purposes, communication purposes, already doing now. So algorithm, of course, is a make life easier. You don't have to many things. Easy for us to take a decision. And it is also we lost many of the judgment. I don't know how many of you seen the movie called I, Robot. The policeman that is angry with the robot because he did not save his son and his daughter, because the daughter and her wife, because the computer made artificial intelligence made a calculation. Yeah, I can say one person, he immediately did a calculation who's better for the world and who's have a better physics and everything. So it's a machine take a decision. So there's emotional lack of emission is there, right? So that's the reason he was so angry. I don't know how many of you seen this movie. If you have not seen this movie, go and watch that movie to understand algorithm working. So it's a one algorithm, one rule that the manufacturer or the owner of the company made. The robots, it's not everything is about robot. Robot never do anything against a human being. They always protect a human being. So a robot can never break that rule. So that's where they brought the robots. But robots started taking over human being without breaking the algorithm, because humans started doing our own environmental issues. We are doing so many other things. So to protect us, they took over. You understood? So that's the way the program. So it's a beautiful movie, and you get an idea. I know when someone it won't go wrong. It can go wrong, but it's and it's a very large scale part of. In the individual level, also a policeman felt that this robot is trying to save him from the water when they're about to die. So he could only save one person. Robot did a calculation and took the policeman out. So it is actually machine taking that kind of a decision. So that another way to understand it is we are dealing with machines. Actually, we can easily influence Dana compared to other human beings. So YouTube is a kind of a robotic system. So we can actually easily influence. Now, algorithms. So before we go to jump into the YouTube algorithms, fundamentals, if you understand, it's easy. But okay, now we are digitally connected with them. And another thing is, that is artificial intelligence growing, and human beings are doing a fantastic with algorithm. Because of that, unemployment also is rising, right? And it's so if you are not part of the algorithm, if you are not part of this using or a part, the digital divide is going to grow. So another issue. So we need to be part of that one. Okay. So when you look at the facts in the world, so much of thing about algorithm. I'm not going to bore you one more, but this one we will think about it. Now we come to the Google and the YouTube algorithm. So first of all, my point here is to make you understand there's a huge influence for everything happening inside YouTube with algorithm, and you can influence it. Anyone can influence it, and it's open platform. Point number one. Point number two, all of us, I know most of us already might have used Google SEO, search engine optimization, or either you are part of it or you know how the result is happening. And we know that we can influence and rank in Google. That's easy. Sometimes more professionally you do, sometimes organically happens. Sometimes after some time, if you are not doing anything, also you automatically Google crawl it and show you. So it's a part of algorithm. And Google update the algorithm approximately 500 times per year, means more than twice a day, right? No, approximately twice a day. So that's how it is a Google algorithm. So Google is actually algorithm is highly influenced in YouTube, but customized for videos. Okay. So those who know SEO, those who know how the Google algorithm works, it's a fantastic thing for you to easy to understand. So I could immediately grab the moment people explained to me about the YouTube algorithm, because I knew about how the Google algorithm works. Okay. So how does the Google algorithm work? The 2 trillion searches per year and 40,000 results coming per year. Okay. And there's a 200 factors we need to influence the Google to get ranking, right? Now, the Google algorithm basically how to find the most relevant pages, this particular set of keywords. Now, you type something, that we discussed about the long tail keyword, etc. So that's what the result should come. So Google completely customize and try to give the best answer as possible for a human being to give it. Okay. Now, the first, the Google came out. So what that algorithm and today what they're doing, it's completely different. Okay. So it's basically to get an exact answer, Google use a various algorithm, right? Now, when you look at it, this algorithm moving, there are different algorithms came out. You can read about this algorithm. I'm not going to. Okay. Now, what are the algorithms they use? So the first one, 1997, to rank a page rank. That first one, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, it came out the first algorithm. All right. Now, later, 2011, that's a time actually many people started looking about SEO, search engine optimization to learn, when the Google Panda algorithm came out. Then later is a Penguin algorithm released. It's not much of a change, but many people understood there is a huge opportunity there. But the real revolutionary was Hummingbird in 2013. This when this released, and it was actually it's a speed and accuracy that changed the world. And actually, that you can see 2013 onwards, the Google has a huge influence on the people. Last 7 years, they did a fantastic job because that algorithm made a lot of change, right? And it is more on an interaction based and more a user based on what user is doing, based on your devices, based on your past behavior, everything started doing. Now there is a Pigeon, which came out later. Then that gives a lot of local listing, especially local establishment coming there. The influences got it. Now, one of the example is after that, you can see when you search a hotel, Expedia started ranking. Earlier, it was the hotel was ranking, right? When you search for hotels in Doha, hotels in Dubai, hotels in London, usually you get hotels in that particular city. But today, you can see when you search that, usually you get Expedia or a Booking.com like a site comes up first. So this is one of the major influence in the Google when they change the algorithm. Now, in 2017, we have something Google Fred came out. It's not a huge drastic change, but 2000s, the major change was, of course, with the Hummingbird. Okay. Now, the last update we had, major update, we know that 2020 in May, that a lot of things announced. The good thing this time, Google, usually after changing, they used to announce. So this time, in advance, they announced. That's a major difference happened. Okay. So the people are professional, search engine optimization professional, digital marketing professionals. They keep watching on this. You know why? Based on that, we can influence and get a ranking. We can get our desired result. So my point here is, this is already happening last 10 years. Okay. So that's the most important part. Okay. Now, this is an initiative. When we look at it, now the latest update from the Google is basically LCP, FID, and CLS. If you look at this one, it's you can actually see the new way of SEO. This week discussed about SEO 101 when we discuss our SEO campaign part. Okay, now we jump to the YouTube algorithm. So this is the background. So you know that algorithm only people are using, people are getting ranked, people are getting the result with a SEO optimization activities, right? Search engine optimization activities. Now, how are we go on using this one for our YouTube videos? Now, YouTube videos also have an intention to keep the client, as we discussed. Now, this is one of the best algorithm, and in fact, the strongest algorithm, I should say, it's available now. Now, when you look at back here, most of the people has a misconception about algorithm. It's actually subscriptions. I told you about that's old story. I have been telling last 2 days. It's old. What is new? What's old? Because it's based on what I'm saying. It's old and new. The old one was number of subscription was an important aspect. That's a majority of the YouTubers comes and tell us, please subscribe, and then try to get a view. And it was YouTube was giving an importance for that. But now, the subscription is not a fact. There are a few other things that are important fact. That's what we discuss. So number of views and watch time. Number of views and watch time. But that more precisely, the best result in a shortest term to get it is two things, which I'll come to you. That's the easiest one. Okay. Now, I look at YouTube. What are the things we do? One is, what are the things YouTube consider now? First thing, what do the people watch or don't watch? So that's one criteria. Okay. And it's because of impressions with a number of people play. You remember this, we discussed this therefore yesterday. So impressions and people play. Okay. Now, how much time people spend watching a video, that's also important. So here the first one we can say as a CTR. Second one is ABD, which we discussed, right? So number of time people watch. So number of impressions and click CTR, click-through rate. And the other one is AVD, average video watching duration also. AWT also is known as. Okay. Now, how quickly video popularly novel does not view, how fast it is coming. Yesterday, you remember that, and even my mastermind also people asked me a question. Only 1 month we are recommending. That's one of the reasons here. because the YouTube to get a rank use influence algorithm instead of your old videos in the recently popular video you're making a same video for within 30 days is important. So that's important aspect. Okay. Now, so that's the reason the new videos we need to work with. So when we go for a capture bits method, starts number 10, we need to, with a Creative Commons or any other method you're bringing in videos, if you're making for other people's videos model or others ranked, other viewed one capture bits method you're using, it's important to use a recent one, preferably 1 month and maximum for 3 months time. So preferably 1 month I prefer actually to rank in the top. Okay. Now, how often you upload, that also matter. This also I mentioned yesterday, every day is the game. So another strategy when you're discussing about, especially on a standard operating procedure, when you discuss about every day you're uploading, it makes a huge impact in the YouTube. So you get 100 videos. I recommend to have not at a time, it's very frequently, 1 video, 2 videos like uploading is the best one. Okay. Now, how much time people spend on that platform? So session time for that video, how much is time as person see? That's also an important aspect. These are the major part they're considering on. Then they also consider likes, dislikes, shares, kind of an engagement, but subscription is not there. Okay, likes, dislikes, and shares also important. People also consider, but not that too. CTR and ABD. This is 2 things the important part. Okay. Now, there are few things, other things, like I told you, around 10 in that, the feedback also, that interested or not interested, you say not interested, that feedback also consider. And in the search point of view, the title, description, and keyword tags and important ranking, which we'll discuss in the today. I'll show you in the screenshot, like step by step we'll go. First, we finish the algorithm part first. Okay. Now, so now a few things based on this, what you look at it is now optimization. So now 7 to 16 minutes is the ideal time for a video to rank as meta. And there is another advantage if you do this 7 to 16 minutes, you can have a more number of advertisements. So if your video is less than 10 minutes, you can only have 1 advertisement. So your revenue generation reduced to 1. But if you have about 10 minutes of video, you can have a 3 or a 4. So if 1 video, you can have a more time, more number of, 3 times more you can make money. So one is for algorithm influence and revenue point of view. This is important aspect. Okay. And YouTube algorithm is completely kind of AI compatible, and it's understand and expand. YouTube themselves understand and expand. So it's a human intervention is not required. That's powerful with this. Okay. Now, why the niche is important? That's the answer is YouTube algorithm prefers channels that are topic specific. That's nothing but a niche. So this is also an important aspect. That's the reason yesterday I said this also plays a role, but the first criteria should not be that, but YouTube give importance for that. Okay. And duplicate content, that's a point to be noted. Creative Commons, UI mix and match is important. It is especially copyright, of course, you get it banned, and mix and match has become new. So many of the people actually ask me, CC, can I do without that? Actually, the answer is no. Mix and match is important for you to get a top also. Okay. Okay, more than 1 million lines are there in the algorithm. That's not very important. I'm saying it's too complicated one for the people to do. Now, what are the things actually YouTube, how the people come to the platform? So one is a search result, and something called recommended streams are automatically there. There's something called YouTube homepage, and there's something called trending streams. Then there is something called channel subscription and in notifications. These are the way people connect to the videos, right? This is the way people reach to the videos aspect. Okay. Now, ultimately, when you look at it, that YouTube is working for 2 aims. One, to find the videos they wanted to watch. So the videos which I'm interested, YouTube knows, right? Based on my behavior, based on my past experience, based on my device history, based on my other products which I used outside YouTube also. For example, I'm using a Gmail. With that Gmail, actually, YouTube knows what I want. So it helps to understanding about what kind of a video I want to watch. So YouTube knows it. That's point number 1. So that's what is exactly YouTube trying to do. Second one is they don't want you to leave. YouTube wanted you to watch continuously, not 1 hour, not 30 minutes. That their objective is daily. You need to spend more number of time. So how you know retain you and engage you in the YouTube platform instead of you're leaving from the video. It's another point. Okay. Now, when you look at this algorithm objective is well defined, promote the videos to attract the customers and people to watch longer. This too you keep in mind. Now, if you sync with us, this is what exactly you have to sync. You remember the step number 9, which I mentioned, sync with YouTube algorithm. What exactly that meaning? So the objective of the YouTube algorithm is to attract the customers and retain them, right? In a way, in our marketing language, when you see, otherwise in a YouTube promote the videos and to attract them and let them stay. So this is, you should be a fundamentals. Your video, your views also should be the same way. Okay. Now, so 2 main components is one, this was I'm saying out of the 10, this 1 you can do. And this 2 things we do, this become a virality. So this is the portion important for you to understand. Number 1, algorithm is before we try to understand why it is important, if you can understand this 2 algorithm or component, it become viral. So when you become viral, it means you're making money, right? Straight away. So that is first is CTR, click-through rate. So you remember that we discussed yesterday that too, right? So click-through rate is the number of clicks divided by the number of impressions. So how many times the thumbnail is seen? So very important is a thumbnail on a YouTube. Okay. So it's a CTR. It's called CTR. Remember that the same slide I shown you then, the number of times that is YouTube shown to the people and how many times people click. This is it's basically CTR, right? So this is a very, very important component for to rank on a Google. In a YouTube. Now that's a CTR rate. So what normally the people are getting around 5 to 6 and 7% is the CTR rate. You want to guarantee to have viral, it's a 25%. It's a very, very high. Okay, but 10% is okay. Okay, 10% also you get 100,000 views, and depends on the other, because we are doing a capture width. So other videos have about 1 million, then you get around 30% of that if you reach a 10%. If it is less than 10%, then maybe you are again further. There will be less. Okay. So if your thumbnail is seen over 1,000 times, but only 100 people clicked it, it's a 10%. This, what you should try to achieve is 25%. So 100% definitely not possible. And it will be 25% doing if it is your other video, capture video, your model as a 1 million, definitely you get a more than million. Your video do much than that, because they may not have a CTR that much. That's number 1. So that's yes. Answer is yes. You can do much more than the other original video done. Many people, I always say 30 to 70%. It does not matter every time. Sometimes you have a higher CTR, you have a more view to come on there. Okay, so CTR is here is 10%. Your goal should be 25%. 25% is fantastic. Okay, 10% itself is good, but I'm saying 25% is the fantastic. So one video you reaches that CTR, that changes life. Now, how much the people are normally doing? 5 to 7%, and they don't get much people to watch there also. So to reach out to 10% to 25% is the CTR, the most important aspect. Okay. Now this example, which is we discussed it therefore yesterday, I knew that time you had a tough time, but it's important to understand the CTR is very, very important. Okay. Now this, if you can increase this one 2% to 10%, that's a way. One is your price also increase. You remember your reward also increased, and your ranking also. So that's the reason. Very important. We are going to spend a lot of time today on a thumbnail. Thumbnail and title is the most important thing to rank these 2 things. So if you can work on that, it's really great. Okay. Now, so it's a ranking signal as we discussed. Now we are talking about it completely on a YouTube ranking part. Okay. Now, algorithm really likes higher CTR. So you need to be synced with means you need to have a higher CTR rate to come. Now AVD is average watch time. It is most of there is a 2-way AWT or average view duration. AVD. So there's 2 words you can see both YouTube use. That's average view duration. How much time a person is seeing, or average watch time. How much is the time person is staying back on YouTube video? That's also important. Now, your video is there with thumbnail and a beautiful thumbnail and a good title is there. I clicked it. So based on that, I start watching. So I clicked and watched. This too is the major component of the YouTube to give you the position top and make you viral. Okay. So these two things all of you should understand. So once again, I'll explain before we go to the strategy aspect. Number one, they see the thumbnail and the title. Like when you go to the home page, I'll discuss with you how the search comes in. So you see that a user, see the thumbnail and the title. So that's called impression. And they click it, that's called a click-through rate, right? Sit here. I believe all of you clear about it. Now this percentage, everyone who see that video, you see around 10, 20 videos, you click only one or two, right? Same, everything is going to be the same for other users as well. So now the percentage of that number of people clicking, that's called a CTR. So that should be increased. Plus now once a person clicked and went somewhere, and that watch time also increased. So this too is I think according to me around 75% of your work is done, if it is done. Okay. So all other things around 25% of the thing is really important. Okay. Now, here another important part, CTR plus AVD is virality. These two things, click-through rate, average watch time, it is actually virality. Now, this virality is the thing we are discussing now, CTR plus AVD, while we are discussing now. Now, two questions everyone have now. One, how we can increase my CTR? Yes or no? So increasing your CTR means money. So you understood it is. And you have a second question, how can I increase my AVD? Okay. So that's also important for us to get it. Okay. Now we'll start discussing about click-through rate. And we are going to spend a lot of time to increase the click-through rate. It's an important aspect for us to make more money. Now, now we'll understand how we can increase the click-through rate. Now, first is how the people come to YouTube. There's a different time people can, different way will come. Majorly three. There are a few more, but majorly three types of traffic YouTube has. One is a browse features, or also called as homepage feed. So that's the way most of us is usually go to the YouTube, whether you have a phone or a tablet or a PC or a laptop, you get that one. Then there is something called suggested video. Either you're subscribed or your past history or based on what your behavior. There's something called suggested video. Then there is something called search traffic. Sometimes you search within YouTube. Sometimes you search outside of the YouTube, like a Google search, you reach in YouTube. So this is three things. The major thing is a homepage based one and suggested one. The majority which you need to target is a browse features or a homepage feed. That's what is exactly we should reach. Basically, YouTube will promote us. Other two, we have especially the traffic, we have more work to do. Of course, all the three is important. When you look at the strategy number 10, the tools are given all the three, right? Even a search we are given important. Description we are important. Title we are given important. We'll come to that one. So all the three we should work to get the higher ranking. Now, what are the browse features when you look at it? Now, the home screen, subscription feed, or a watch data and other browsing features will be there, right? So all the things is one of the method people to get it YouTube homepage part. Now, this maybe channels also, other channels also suggest and give you reach this kind of a place, right? So this is the way people see the YouTube videos. Now you have a thumbnail and a title, right? So then people choose the video. So which one the video is giving? So that when you click here, one video you click and gone. So another 4 plus other 7 people that click-through ratio reduced because you did not click them. The person you click the click-through rate is increased, right? Now here is usually based on what you click it. So maybe based on this image is a lot of influence on it. That's called thumbnail. We'll discuss in detail. We also we give a lot of importance for the title there, right? That's there. Okay. Now that title also play a major role. What is written on the thumbnail or or below the thumbnail. Okay. So what exactly thumbnail? So this thumbnail become very, very important for us to get a click-through rate. So we need to work on this one. Okay. So this is what it's called thumbnail. Now, what is the title? Now, near to the videos, these are the title, right? So we write about the keywords and the title will be there. So this two things we can understand. Actually, we can work on it. We can get a. This comes under a standard operating procedure on a daily basis. We do that. Okay. Now, when we say YouTube's videos are set and do not die, once you set up this way properly, it never dies. because it's always it works that way. So when you make a video uploaded, these two things to be taken care. So once you're done, you can forget it. Continuously it's coming, it automatically rank, and you get paid every time you come and watch. You get paid. So it's important for you to do this. Now we'll come back here how the video rank for us. It's a very simple thing. All of you can get ranked by using CTR and AVD. So CTR and AVD we can do, and we can do. And there is one capture with strategy also comes here. That is how it is. You know, the video is structured like this, right? You think about the 5 videos. Actually, I'm thinking about the 5 videos, and same thing. It is happened. So how the video works on? You went to saw a video. There's a connection to that. There is so many videos also there, right? So now automatically you also click. You may click other one, right? You may click other one. So that is every time you click, you go to another video, right? Now here, that's what exactly the point which I was explaining to them. Once you rank there, once you are there in the home feed, or once you suggested one, or even on a search, any of the 3 methods, you are there in the video, and one person will not just watch one, he will watch multiple. Now, sometime, or maybe you think about one time, you don't have any video now, you went with one video, and you have another 4, 5, or 10, depends upon the homepage feed it is. Devices also changes, right, slightly, and people click and click and click and go. Now here you remember the strategy which I discussed with you. So 5 videos, a similar one. So one video about, let's say, about a smartphone. One video is there made a 1 million views. Maybe you're talking about maybe a smartphone, something, related issues. So that's a video, so 1 million plus. So you, with the capture widths, with the creative common content, you're making another video with the same thing, and instead of one, you make a 5. That's the strategy. Why? So now one video is there. There is another 5. We also keep it. So there's a possibility minimum 1 or sometimes 5 also person click on it. So that exactly happened to many other videos, which is when you study, when you know how other videos are getting these kind of a thing. So you can see this, if you understand this is a simple thing, it's easy. Every time you make a video, instead of one video, model is, like yesterday we discussed, CPM with the $10, which is that niche, the same one, similar videos of 5 you can create with a few content changing. Beautiful thumbnail, and I think same topic, we can have a multiple video from your side. So that means a person, the probability of clicking that is increased, plus on multiple times. So once you start ranking, and YouTube also think about your video, again and again, some people are click-through rate is increased. So YouTube also give a suggestion to the people to come there. Okay. Now, do you remember this video which I shown you? So this first thing we shown you, the same strategy they used. So they have these kind of videos to come there, because not one video, it has a 10 to 15 videos worth there, right? I'm talking about just 5, because I'm saying 10 to 15, you feel so much of one video to 5 version itself. 5 version is enough for you to have it. But this one, now you go back and you'll understand, you can actually go and review this. The day when I spoke to you, I only said this is a reason I looked into, but when you really look at it, it's a beautifully strategized, all the video. I don't know if people intentionally did it, or the people understood like us, later they started doing other videos, maybe both cases, possibility. Okay. Now, each one has a millions of this reason comes in, because once a kid or a mom or a parents watch this, again, it other videos also come. So for a kid, it's another rhyme it's coming in, right? So that's the way it is. And plus, it's also got a good click-through rate. It's also good AVD. Why? The kid started watching. She or he never get bored on it. Keep watching. And it's also sometimes the mother or the parent give the tablet or the phone or open the computer and go to the kitchen opening it is. So kids only watching maybe from distance, because sometimes the kids are a little far, because then people don't want to touch a PC. So she or he is keep watching. So the YouTube has automatically go to next. And every video, according to the YouTube, the person is watching again and again. It made it rank. It's the same principle. So now strategically they thought, or by default, or by this also, they never, I don't know, they thought the kids will watch like this, parents will give them this. That's the reason AVD increased. the AVD is increased and CTR increased, and YouTube started suggesting that's exactly the reason it reached around millions of things. And these companies, the people who did it, you go and research them, none of them made any kind of a marketing effort. No, just upload it. They're not did any advertisement. They're not even did a social media campaigns. They're not hire any agencies. Everybody just put it there. Okay, and it is growing viral. Even now, also you can see it's keep doing, and you can also see not one or two. Again, around another 2025. After this around 10 days ago, even actually now you go. Actually, I want to take a new screenshot. I found a new one. Then I didn't want to change it because this I already shown you. That previously it was there with you. So this is the point. If we can do this kind of this matter, the more AVD and CTR, we will get this one. Okay. So that's it. So this is make us a viral part. These two things to do. I agree that thumbnail and a title, we spend some time how we do it. Okay. So this, I believe all of you know that the 9 billion happened with the multiple videos, CTR and AVD, there is nothing else. Okay, CTR and AVD. So CTR and AVD, if they can do, we can also do. If we can do, any can do. That's the reason I said everyone can help anyone. Those who say, I don't have money to make it money, or I don't have a job, I want to make some from home, this is the best thing. And Creative Commons can go to the strategy number 10, which we discussed. Now we go to strategy number 11. So I believe I'm not putting a little more information. I'm going in the slow. Okay. I agree that is an algorithm part. Sometimes some people feel it is quite complicated in the beginning part. That is okay. That's absolutely fine. Only for 2 points to understand it is a more number of click-through rate, and you also should have a good AVD. This 2 points is enough. But you should have a belief system. That's the reason I spoke to algorithm. How you can implement the YouTube. YouTube is not a human. YouTube is a machine. So you can actually really influence easily than a normal human. Okay. Now, strategy number 10, we discussed, and in that, 2 more process, like now explain algorithm, 2 more process to be there explained that I'll do today or tomorrow. Now, what is important now is strategy number 11 we are going. Strategy number 11 is actually another step apart from the 10. Okay. But actually connected with the 10. So actually, when you look at the strategy number 10, a complete comprehensive one. So the increase of the things and catalyzing that is also part of, other strategies, and it's a part of that. Now, here is remember that, we choosing the right niche and all the things we discussed, Creative Commons we discussed, and now Capture and offshoring, that is we'll discuss tomorrow. Now, and we are doing in a multiple languages and other thing, and automation, that is one we discussed, that again we'll discuss in detail. Now, this is what exactly we just finished now, sync with YouTube algorithm. So once you do the YouTube videos, you get the same way, you can put algorithm part. Okay. Now, Creative Commons 10 we discussed. Now, strategy number 11 is a ACF. ACF, okay? So never forget this one. What is ACF? So this is basically to increase your click-through rate. So now you know the click-through rate and AVD has become very important. That's your major influencer reason. Now we'll discuss about how we can increase the CTR. So how we increase the CTR is not a constantly you're doing. Only when you are uploading the video or you're asking someone else to upload for you, they're doing that is properly. That's it. After that, you don't have any work or there's no other work like an issue constantly you're doing. Of course, you can do for a search result other part, but CTR and AVD, you don't have that to do. So why people click it? Now you tell me why you click a thumbnail, why you click a video. Think about why you click it. Okay, so we'll explain the strategy here. We go for something called ACF. So never forget these 3 words. Okay, A plus CC also is fine. A plus F also fine. A plus C plus F is the best. Okay, so what does A stand for? What does C stand for? What does F stand for? It is attention, curiosity, and familiarity. This 3 thing is the reason people click the video. There's no other reason. So go back here. You can understand the formula. A, attention, right? C, curiosity, and F, familiarity. So when you click a video, this 3 things is there. So it is, if you make a video with the AC plus F, ACF video. What is ACF? ACF thumbnail and the title. You grab the attention of the people with the title and with the thumbnail, with the look and feel with the weddings, with image, then create a curiosity for the people to click it. Sometimes we also click it because of familiarity. Sometimes curiosity is not required. Sometimes you are a huge fan of someone. You see the thumbnail there, you might click it. You saw that is you immediately click, you got attention, you click it. So attention and familiarity also is enough sometimes. But attention, curiosity, and familiarity, these three things, if you can have it in a thumbnail, it's fantastic. And the title, of course, the title and thumbnail is the reason people to click on or click through it. Then we'll come to ABD. So once we will spend a time now for this portion where how we can do CTR increasing part. Okay. Now so we know that is title part, like when we upload the video, we'll add this kind of a title. That's called grabbing the attention part, right? So we also discussed about the content part, AIDA rule, right? All of you remember AIDA. So it also starts with attention. So capture your attention, you grab usually with the heading itself and the title itself. And in the thumbnail, this is basically when you look at it, is you can actually create a curiosity by looking at that image. People should get this one, okay? So that is in the thumbnail, you get a curiosity. We'll discuss about how it is curiosity done, okay? Then there's something called familiarity. You are familiar with the person, familiar with the product, familiar with the brands, familiar with the place. All the things are one of the reason for a person to click on. The title and image is a maximum, okay? So thumbnail and the title. So this is with an ACF. That's actually strategy number 11. So thumbnail and with go to ACF. I wanted an ACF based thumbnail and title to increase the CTR. So that's your understanding of a video part. Okay. I mean your virality part start with. Okay. Now how do we look into this aspect now? So again here this is again I like to know it's a completely a logic, right? You're writing the title, you're making a thumbnail. So what is the science on that? How we do it? So when you look into that, as people actually search it, it's various tools, like a meta title, that's the traffic we get it. That we can easily do. Why? That's a logic. We know something, we type it properly, and it will be accepted by longer. But here we are dealing. So that's my point. Thumbnail is you are dealing with a human being. So human beings are basically, that's basically our human beings that come with the emotion. The human being comes with the interest. Human come with the brain. Human has a different thing. So they are part of art and culture. As a Homo sapiens, right? We like emotion aspect, and we have that one. So it's not a machine aspect, not algorithm aspect. So when I see a thumbnail, why should I click? That's an important question, right? So that's what we discussed for ACF. So you need to bring the ACF, either attention or a curiosity or familiarity. Familiarity, you will not be able to bring it because sometimes it's new. But the familiarity, somebody is popular, your target audience, the person is going to be popular. The familiarity never forget. You put in the thumbnail, it is. I'll show you how you make a thumbnail as well. Okay. Now, here, what is the highest achievement we wanted? All the things perfectly we do, we want a maximum 25%. If you reach, for example, you're taking a 1 million view video and you reach a 25% CTR, you will have more than 1 million view of that because of that. 25% CTR is quite high, I agree, but that's what should be our goal. Even about 10% is a fantastic. Okay. Now, average video get a 5 to 10% is the market. About 10% is what we want to cover. Now, science of getting higher here is a click from human. That's my point here. We need a click from the human. He breathes and he sees. It's not a machine. So that's what is we need to completely look here. So as we discussed, this is a Homo sapiens. We have a culture, we have a language, we have emotion, we likes, we dislikes, and we have a 4 types of category of the people. Those who discussed our decision-making process, we discussed that way. Those who are not attended, we'll have a future time to discuss about the depends upon the person who involved it is will have the decision-making process happening, right? So how do people click on my video and get it? So of course, it's a title and thumbnail. There's no different on. Okay. Now the people choose the video like earlier we discussed. It's based on these things. Now based on a thumbnail, based on a title, right? Now here is for AVD, the content is more important. But CTR, your thumbnail and your title is important, right? So here you need to be careful. This is the place usually people with very likely they take the thumbnail, but thumbnail is the key. We need to professionally work on thumbnail as well. So due to thumbnails, exactly what exactly it is a thumbnail. Those who are not familiar with never uploaded a video, so you've seen this one. This is called a thumbnail. While you're uploading, YouTube will ask you what's your thumbnail. Right? So they'll also give you a suggestion, but you can also use additional tools to do that. I'll introduce you to some of the tools how you can do this. Okay. Now, clickable stat. This is a kind of a clickable static image, and it gives a attention immediately. People attention they convert, and it's feel it important for the people to click on it. Now, some people think it is so luckily happens. It is basically people based on a thumbnail. Things will be working. So please accept that. Okay. Now you need to target your target audience to have this one. Now here one important point before I proceeding. When we come out with strategy number 10, I said 10 for you of why. Because I personally prefer what I'm talking to you is should come from an expert. The people who have an expert on a graphical user interface aspect, or maybe a person who has an advertising field, a creative field, they can actually make this thing. It's not exactly when you for capture with the people has an expertise in this one. So done for you is always better. But if you want to do yourself, if you're good at that, there are tools that introducing you can do. But the point here is these two things compared to any other business, compared to any other online business. These two things, if you get it right, we done. So now, for example, if you look at the e-commerce business, we have so many things we have to win right? We need a good product, good price, good sourcing methods, good packing methods, good social media ranking, good search engine ranking, good social media presence. You need a right influencer. Everything should come in place to do business, to make a good money. But in when you look at the YouTube, here's the two things. You just sit here and AVD. These two things. Now we are further divided to the sit here with something called to increase a sit here, we need a thumbnail and title. That's it, right? That two things only we need to focus, nothing else. Now then we come to AVD. AVD has some content related that was little more work, but the CTR is the major component aspect. Now thumbnail you can create in a different way. There are different tools. I'll just show you how you can try yourself with various thumbnails. So before we go, and please take it seriously because based on this, your videos ranking method is decided. Okay. Now, one is that you should have a right thumbnail size. Size is an important part, and it's a professionally looking thumbnail. It's look professional. That's the first attention of a human being. He should like professionally designed. Everything is important part. So size of the thumbnail is recommended. Now the ratio of 16.9, 720 pixels and 128 pixels. So you can. This is the one is when you're making a thumbnail. This is actually more professionally found. Okay. And making thumbnail image too small is a big mistake. It should be appropriate size on it. Okay. Now, in addition to save as a JPG or a GF or a BMP or a PNG image format is important, and the size is actually 2 MB. Is a limit. There's of course you will not be able to upload otherwise. Okay. Now, using a good image, that is human beings like images. Image gives you a lot of attention. Image will convey so many things. So here is a frame within the frame is a rule. Frame within the frame is one image. You convey so many things. So that is, I don't know which one you will be attracted to. Now, every human being attracted to so many things. So the one image, maybe a look and feel, maybe the person standing there, maybe the background they've got written, even the content is written, even the color palette, and even maybe some of the messages they're feeling, and something like I could relate to. So many aspects when a small image is connected. So this, many experts say thumbnail, you need to spend 30 minutes to 1 hour to verify for when you're doing a capture bits. So capture bits when you're doing, you're seeing another video which has already become viral. So it's worth taking a time out how he or her thumbnail is. You can actually, you don't have to start from zero. That's another good thing about strategy number 10, because it's you are looking for other people thumbnails, other views, whatever has already succeeded. That's what we discussed for the modeling principle, right? So you take out that thumbnail and pay attention to that one. So the color palette, the size, and what do you think the reason people like that thumbnail? No, it's a fraction of the seconds, right? A few seconds, people look into that, people click it. And it is not one or two people, billions of people, 1.9 billion people as they're on the platform. So we don't know who's taking what kind of a decision. So we need to think their angle. So it is important to have a good photos, with a good background. And the rule is a frame within the frame. That what we mean frame within the frame? You know that there's a frame, what comes in the frame, there are so many things in the frame. You can see in these pictures, there are so many things in the frame, not just one person, right? And it conveys so many things. And it gives a good impact to the people. And depends upon the consumer, depends upon the user, depends upon your target audience, your color combination also changes. Remember that we discussed about the content. It's a part of the content part here, right? So if the YouTube content, the thumbnail is included, right? Okay. Now, so visual is very, very important to get the people attention. So if you are looking for attention, that visual is impact is a very, very high impact. So never compromise on the good. You do not make it hurry. So this is a decision-making step for a consumer. I mean, for the user. So it is you need to study about it. You can find about it. So many different thumbnails. How beautifully they come out with a message, with a frame, within the frame, and the color palette. All this combination become very important for us to have a foundation of our CTR part. There are few people conduct a training program. Now, Matt Como is a one person. When you look at it, he's expert in the various kinds of thumbnail making. And surprisingly, you can see that all his videos has a good views. So he, of course, he conducted training also on how to make a thumbnail. There's a workshop on conducting how to make a thumbnail. So he's one of the person, and he himself, all the thing has 200,000, 500,000, and 300,000, that kind of a view. He said that he's getting that one because of good thumbnail. He's having a 14 to 15% click-through rate, and so that making he's more money and more ranking as well. Okay. Now, how do you get a thumbnail? So you can actually, two tools I recommend you to choose. Both are free, so you can try to make a thumbnail with this from that one. Okay, so one is like sort of Canva. I think some of you may be familiar with. You can also go to Snappa. This is two things you can do. It's very easy to make with this one. I'll just put a step by step here. And here it's important is actually the strategically, if you're making like this, in the image, you're putting that tag likeness. So again, another impact. Like a frame within the frame is the idea. Same way, you can have this kind of a wordings also there. So that also increases the possibility of people clicking. Now, so again, another thing is a compelling title. Why should a person click there? In that, even the communication, the title also play a major role. Okay. Now, when you look at that, you can see even the image along with that, they put the title there, right? That should be the thumbnail part. Okay. Now, depends upon the niche. Maybe your image will change, but your color palette will change, and the communication will change based on your target audience. You need to customize it. Sometime maybe one video to another video, not only channel, even the video to video. You might need to customize this one. Okay. Now, you also use the good font for a font. Okay. Now, you need to find the best font, people to be attracted on it. And there are a few suggestions. People say Gothic is a good one to have for a thumbnail. So you study and do it just based on how they're giving on it. Okay. Now you can actually choose that way. Do that one. Okay. Now script fonts are not normally recommended for a thumbnail. Okay. Now, if you have a branded YouTube channel, thumbnail rule is slightly different. So I'm not just start discussing about branded channel. We're still with the strategy number 10, which is not a branded channel. It's a faceless channel, right? Now, when you have a branded channel, thumbnail template, now you can have your own branded one as well. Okay. Now, one of the things of familiarity, you remember the rule is ACF, right? A plus C plus F. So ACF, consistency is important. That makes them familiarity. So familiarity is become very, very important. So make sure that you have a pattern, you have a uniformity. You can have that one. Okay. Now, it's the same fonts, same kind of image, and people actually can relate. That's important. And some people say it's a monotonous. It's a familiarity is important. Now, sometimes some of the brand change the color. We don't like it. Sometimes the sales reduced. Suddenly a brand changed to maybe a blue to red or a red to yellow. That is people don't know. It's a new company. That's a feeling people come. Hey, same company, color packing changed. Sometimes even the retailer should convince you. Hey, the same company, they only package. They change. But that's the way a consumer or a users and even the physical world. Think about it as an online world. On a digital world, they're almost the same. But it is actually the trust factor is less on online. Now, the physically is a people trust more. So here, this is important to have this kind of a thumbnail part of it. Okay. Now, when you look at this, is the one of the method. Putting it as inside the image, and especially for a branded one, using that one. So this, keep in mind how best you come out with your thumbnail. You might have done just an image. This can give a lot of money now, right? This can give a good CTR. Through the CTR, we'll have good ABD. That is done. CTR plus ABD is the best to have going to us, right? So go and study about different kinds of thumbnails and start utilizing the tools like a Canva, okay, and start try to familiarize with this aspect now, okay. And using a good contrast also an important part of the design, okay. Now, another one that's important is actually, people should be able to read it properly. It's important. That's some contrast must be there, right? Okay. Now, another thing is you need to be honest, and many of the videos will talk about some other image, and they make you familiar, but when you reach there, that is not there. So that will increase the bounce rate of your video, which is the opposite of your CTR. Okay, so that is, be honest with the people and be accurate with the people. So because when I went there, when people also report, people also dislike. So all the thing will give a minus. So please do not misguide the audience. So you need to have a more accurate and the honest thumbnail and the title part. Okay. Now use the best YouTube thumbnail maker. There are so many thumbnail makers. You can use that. Okay, do that one. Okay. Now, make this as a fun and like a Canva or a Snap Eyes. I'm sure you like it. It's very easy to do that one. Okay. Now, a few tips. Then we'll go to the step-by-step how we do the thumbnail. Now, as we discussed about the size is matter, and it should be included eye-catching and it's a good background, like a frame within the frame. Never forget, frame within the frame is actually movie makers' language. The directors use that word to the director communicate to the photography directors or a cameraman. They say the frame setting time, they'll watch this one. So because that has a huge impact. Okay. Then craft a title heading for a different contest on it. Okay. Now, crisp and clear. Easy people it's people only just looking just a glance, you get that one, right? And you can also use reuse the branded template. That engages familiarity comes in, same pattern, same thing. Well, the familiarity is one of the reason people click on it. Okay. And so how to use the thumbnail in Canva? Actually, I want you to start learning this immediately, because now this play a major role to succeed at this. You go a viral part. Okay. Now it's very easy. You can sign up. Also free of cost, or you can actually, if you already have an account, you can actually log in, right? So now how do you do? Choose a thumbnail, go to YouTube thumbnail, click there. Then you can actually look at the editing with the content. You can edit the existing thumbnail there. You can edit whatever way you wanted, like a heading and a subheading and a title bit. And recently, this whatever you wanted to have, you can actually edit and change the way you wanted the thumbnail. And something like this, you can something like that. You can also edit. It's easy. Programming, coding. It's very easy you can do. So many people for a social media purpose, they come out with through Canva or the thing part. Okay. Now, how you go to Snapper? Almost the same method, and you go there and create an account open it and choose the YouTube thumbnail, find out the thumbnail, the template model, choose the template model, and start editing. It's so easy. Actually, what is, please understand the thumbnail is the most important thing for us to be part of the viral part, right? Now, once it's completed, you can get that one to upload it, right? Now, very important part of the YouTube video is also actually the search part, right? We discussed the three part. One is a what is it? So home feed, and second one is a suggestion. Third one is a search one. So search is also we should not neglect, but of course, when you look at the virality, the most important part is actually homepage and feed and suggested to come. But search also is a good result. It's common and it come with a lot of what is that? With a lot of activities. Like we in the strategy number 10, we added a lot of automated tool. You know that. I think you remember that. It's in the description and title. You get an automated tool. Before going for automation, please understand the purpose. So if the machine give you should be able to just look its automation is okay. The rules are applied or not. So title, tag, and description is very, very important for it's a part. Okay. So when you upload a video, so apart from thumbnail, what other things they'll ask you about the title? Title is the video play major role. So now forget is as important as thumbnail, and the description and tags is important to rank the video. And the part of the search result is important. So please do not neglect that as well. So that's also another traffic source to your place. And title of your video must important business content in the page itself is an important aspect. Now you also should have a good description about your videos and to getting a ranking on. Okay. Now, two main reasons. Now the videos play as we discussed on the click-through rate and video and SEO as well, right? So these two reasons now we cannot neglect. You need to have that title to coming out there. Okay. Now, before we go to the other part, to the most effective the tips part when you discuss what is one is you need to find out the keyword research, which can be a Google keyword research, because the Google people search, people land in a YouTube, right? So there is a huge number of traffic can come to our website through our video, through our keyword which you're using in Google. That when you search something, usually you get the first page and the top result from a YouTube. So when you click there, it will directly land in that YouTube. And once you keep doing it, is also increases the click-through rate, and the people see that the result is coming up. So Google, YouTube is actually give a value for that. Okay, so that's the reason keyword research is important aspect. And there, when that is all the keyword rule is applicable there, you need to go with the niche, like the same thing what we did before. Like a long tail keyword or a broad match keyword, preferably long tail keyword you can go if you wanted to rank in the beginning page itself, the top of the page itself. Okay. Now, within the YouTube also we have a search terms, right? Within the YouTube that we have a search bar. So in that place also we can actually go with a search and find out different keywords. Once you start typing, you can see that like we are making a keyword bucket in SEO. Similarly, you can actually automatically suggested one, and the drop down you can see so many other keyword as well. You can also look in that one. So this you need to start using this in the video itself, and the concept is very simple. When you look at it, is a relevant result you should show to the people as well. Okay. Now it's also important in the title, the character count. So you should not have a very long title, but the keyword presence is important, and the keyword can be in that one. Plus, again, the ACF rule: attention, and curiosity, and the familiarity. So this three things is an important aspect there, and it comes it's like this comes in around 70 characters. The normal people suggested. It's based on a research. What will say it is, Now, but there is upper limit is 100, so you need to keep with the 70 as the ideal one. Google recommended 70. Okay. Now, it also should have a descriptive one. That's the reason the tools, which I'll come back to in the tools. That time, in the automatically description generated by the tools, you can have that is easily. So you should know the importance of the description coming there. Okay. Now, The YouTube part, when it's a summary of that is there in the video. People immediately click it and go. So use that kind of a thing. Okay. Now, other success. This is a good thing about our strategy. We are taking the videos already successful, right? So when we take that video as already successful, for us it's easy. We know that is YouTube already given us this much of the traffic, this many view already there. That is a monetization. How you find? You go to Social Blade like a place. You can find how much money people are making. Based on that, you take it. When you're taking that video, you can look at the title. You can also look at the thumbnail. You can also have a description, which you can have a look. It's easy. So that's the reason this business, I said, it's very easy because we are already completely modeling another success of another video. So this video, immediately, we can actually have all the aspects to check it. You should spend a time. So as I told you, some people would say 2 hours, 3 hours, you should spend on understanding, watch again for ABD purpose. And tomorrow we discuss about ABD, how you can increase the ABD part. So this portion, we need to do, you need to work on it. What's the good thing about their thumbnail and what their ACF. If it is already successful, there will be an ACF. What is their ACF? Find out what is their ACF, what is their title, and what are the keyword they used, and what their thumbnail frame within the frame. So this everything what we are discussing is already there with them. So it's easy for us to do a model or a copy and implement our own method to do that. So we need to learn from others and now this part as well. Okay. Now the people say it is 10 to 15 minutes. You search around the YouTube some similar videos and understand about other videos also how they using on it. Okay. Now, how you choose a tag? This tag is a very, very important as we discussed. That's also part of the two-factor. Okay. So video tags, usually known as a YouTube tag as a video tag, is called. Okay. So it's a ranking factor. Is a very, very important part of the algorithm. And do not do so much of things. That's another advice. So many tags you can see people do it is. So it has a good relationship for a ranking, your tags and YouTube part. And our first tag, with the target keyword you're using is a really good. And this portion, I'm not spending much time now. It's a part of our SEO training, which before just one day before we are starting a YouTube mastery, we started with SEO, right? So that's part comes there. Okay. Now you're using like for example, public speaking. You use that related to our keyword out there. And it's, as I mentioned, it should not do much like a keyword stuffing in our SEO. We do never do because YouTube is taken very seriously, punish you, and they don't give you do that one. Not like a Google. And YouTube has a very less number of things to consider, around 10. So one of the fault, one of the minus mark, one of the mistake, they immediately take it action. So I mean, actions. I'm not taking personal, individually taking. It's on the coding itself or a program algorithm itself will take it. Negative mark it gives you. Okay. Now, tags is actually 2 to 3 words is a length Google recommend. Even 2 words or 1 word is Google say the best one for a tag. So 1 or 2 word you're communicating the best for optimizing part of it. Okay. Now this 1 or 2 tags is actually people say is always given a good attention and also given a keyword weightage, also given a ACF. As we discussed about ACF. Okay. Now, how do you get ranked in the YouTube? Quickly with you, we're not going on a detail now because we have a part of SEO. We'll discuss this one. But you have 3 types of traffic is coming for a click-through rate to come. One is home feed or a browse features. Some is the suggested one. Third one is traffic, right? Sorry, search traffic. So search traffic. So how do you do? Of course, the content play a major role. And it's a compelling thumbnail, and the image and text. So part of you remember when you discuss the content, AIDA rule is applicable here. Then ACF also applicable here. So content part when you look at, search part you look at AIDA plus ACF. Okay, so comes the YouTube algorithm, and you transcribe your video and short content play a major list and create video series on the same topic and theme. That's again the niche becoming important here, and here your engagement like likes, comment, and subscribe also important part. Okay, and personalized content people like the best, and for personalized instead of using a same content for entire channel, it is always to use a different content for a different video because YouTube is not ranking the channel, YouTube is ranking the video. So video is important. Okay, so keep that one. Okay, understand the core audience. based on your psychographic and demographics of the one, and do that one, and make sure that is the content quality, which we are discussing in detail tomorrow about AVD, how we can increase on it. Okay. And so this is a perfect recipe for, to get a ranking on aspect. Okay. And long clicks and there's something are more valuable than the short clicks. I know the people click and more and do, that is more preferred. Okay. I'm leaving that SEO part is here. You can actually go through, but SEO we are covering this one because there is a SEO we will be covering a major topic called YouTube syndication. YouTube syndication is the shortest and fastest, easiest and cheapest method to rank. So that time we'll cover this aspect, and that's one of the reason you may able to choose the same niche of your video and affiliate marketing. That's a good for you in both aspect as well. Okay. Now there are a few things like you have to promote off platform and what your analytics part we'll discuss. The analytics part as well as the video count part we will discuss in detail. Okay. So thank you so much all of you for so part of this. I know that compared to other days today, slightly heavy to understand because it's completely deal with algorithm aspect, but we cannot help it. But it's important to understand. Now the important part is you the CTR and AVD. These two things achieve. There is no other shortcut. Number one. Number two, if we achieve this is done. So if those who know about SEO, it's so much of activities to do, but here is a very less number of activity to do. SEO, so much of activity you do, and the number of monthly search volume is only 30,000 or 100,000. This YouTube gives you millions, and that's a good thing about which we are having going to have. Okay, so with this we will end today's session, and I don't think so. We have a time here now to take for a Q&A, but YouTube is a completely we have a Q&A session after completing all the process. We will do now. You may join in the mastermind group now. I think I know you'll have so many questions about the algorithm, so many questions about the ranking. But the strategy number 10 for you to have a creative common content and to get a virality, this is enough. These two things we take care is enough. But never ever be lazy to have on a good thumbnail and a title part. Okay, so this two part is a play major role. Okay, so this with this will conclude. I think I'll see you in the mastermind group, and tomorrow we will cover AVD under your plus other few things of processing of the instead of you are doing how others do that one, and the initial stage what are the things. The moment you upload the video, what are the things to be taken care of also will be covered tomorrow. Okay, so thank you so much. I'll join you in the mastermind group now, and those who are premium members may join. I think all of you got the Zoom link. Please join there, and I'll take the questions over there. Okay. Thank you so much, all of you, once again, and I'll see you tomorrow.